you some of the common eye diseases that you can test for. Their hips have been checked out and they have good hips, so you know, as far as we know, the puppies should be good too. You can't always guarantee it, but yeah. So if any major issues come up in the first 2 years, then either we'll help cover vet bills or offer a refund. So I do have that on the website somewhere. I could send your mom a copy of it.
Cute dog. I want one for myself.
Yeah.
It's not in our budget yet.
Yeah. Down the road. Yeah, there's the von Willebrand's disease is a bleeding disorder, and they don't carry that. There's a progressive retinal atrophy, which is a common illness, and again, the parents are clear of the gene that causes that, so shouldn't have any problems like that. Eyes have been checked out; their eyes are all good. So, to the best of our ability, we guarantee you a healthy dog, one in good condition that shouldn't be subject to illnesses.
Well, because they're not a pure breed, they're less likely, right?
Not necessarily. It depends on what the parent breeds are prone to. And some of the diseases are common between Labradors and Poodles. Some of the diseases both breeds are prone to. So, these puppies are just as susceptible to those diseases. But those are the ones we can test for, essentially.
And you mentioned there's Cocker Spaniel inside?
Yes, there's a bit of Cocker Spaniel in there, too. I think it's in the pedigree. Some of it is far back, like the original 2 kennels that started breeding these dogs in Australia put in Cocker Spaniel, and also a few other breeds like Wheaten Terrier and Irish Water Spaniel. So we haven't got records that go all the way back that far, but recently people have been adding some Cocker Spaniels to Labrador Poodle mix to grow into the gene pool. And so those are the 3 recognized breeds that go into making an Australian Labradoodle, according to the association.
Oh, cool.
This thing.
Yeah. I didn't know that. I didn't know there was Spaniel inside.
No. Stop.
Oh, look how cute they are.
Stop.
I want both of them.
If she starts biting, just squeak loudly like a puppy, and she should stop.
So how long have you been breeding?
2 years. This is our 4th litter, so I'm still learning things, but we're getting more experienced as we go along. We're not a big operation. We do 1 litter at a time, and maybe. Well, this is our 3rd litter in the past year.
You usually do 3? I guess you did 3.
It varies. We did 1 the first year, and then 1 in 2009, 1 in 2010, and now 2 in 2011 so far.
Okay. And there's quite a demand for it, I bet. No?
Relatively, yeah. We haven't had much trouble selling the puppies. Although last fall I had some of them for a couple of months, 4 or 5 months before they found homes. Yeah, there's lots of people interested.
You were harder to find, I always found you by looking at Kijiji.
Oh, really? Okay. Where else did you look?
Well, I Googled, I don't know, Labradoodle breeder, Ottawa.
I should. I know if I Google Labradoodle Ottawa, I think I come up.
Right.
I know there's another one.
Yeah, Canadian puppies here in Ottawa. She doesn't have any puppies right now.
There's quite a demand for it.
Relatively.
And these are a bit different because they're Australian Labradoodles,
Yeah.
right? As opposed to just regular Labradoodles.
Yeah, they're not first generation crosses, or even as second generation flat cross. They've got more depth to the pedigree than that. And you've got some of the original Australian lines, along with some more recent.
So the one that you're the one that you breeded with, the mom, I guess. The mom, do you know what percentage she is? I guess
have
it's
to look
difficult to
at.
tell, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you start off, see, your first generation is a lab poodle cross. Then you take that and breed it back to a poodle. It's called an F1B. It's a
Yeah,
first generation
I
back
remember reading
cross.
about that.
And then from there on, generally you try and breed those to each other. But then at some point you bring in either a cocker spaniel or a cockapoo. And, you know, then they might be bred to other things. So it's really hard to calculate exact percentages.
Oh wow.
But there'll be, you know, half to 3/4, maybe as much as 7/8 poodle in some cases. The lab is generally only used once in, you know, each
The
strand.
whole time.
Yeah.
And so how do you know for sure? So when you're using when you go like when you found the artificial insemination, that dog that you used for that, how do you trust? How do you know that that dog is really?
Well, there is an association. It's the Australian Doodle Association of America, and they maintain a registry, a dog registry. I'm a member of the association, and generally I've bred to males that are breeders that also belong to the association. So they maintain a list of all these dogs, and you have to have, you know, a pedigree that they can track. And
Okay. So you have a pedigree. I guess your dogs all have a pedigree.
yeah, from this.
Okay.
Yep, and these puppies have been registered in the process of being registered with the association. So it'll be a couple of weeks before I get the papers, but once I have the papers, then I'll send them on to the new owners. And